on a day-to-day basis, I don't want to be, aggressive to people or vicious or anything. I get along with anybody, but human beings have darkness in them, and so when I play, I tried. It sounds really cheesy, but go fuck yourself if you think it's cheesy. I channel darkness on stage and get it out of people. It's kind of like an exorcism. I get it out of myself, I get it out of others, and we can all fucking have one big dark fucking orgasm together on stage and then go about our daily lives until the next night. I remember just being really seriously affected by the first time I saw Motorhead. It was the loudest fucking thing I had ever seen, or it was just affected my entire body. And when I saw Black Flag, they were louder than hell. And so it's just something about the volume that there's no way that you can ignore us when we're playing. You either fucking are into it or you leave. And that's exactly what we want. What we're really doing is calling up spirits. And honestly, calling up dark, bad shit on to come into the club that we're playing, and the volume brings out the dead, so to speak. Formed about 7 years ago in Sioux City, Iowa, which is northwest corner of Iowa. I just think it's straight rock and roll, just loud rock and roll, influenced by blues and punk. One of our records is called Necro Blues, so it's just really, really dark, violent, atavistic, visceral rock and roll. I've always been in the band, obviously, but had like over 20 members. But this lineup is the best.
I joined the band about 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I didn't know how to play guitar. I'd never played a guitar in my life. I learned in 2 weeks and played my first show in LA.
Joe, the drummer, I've played in bands with Joe for almost 10 years off and on. He would drum with the Beggars sometimes on some tours, this and that. Then about 2 years ago, the original drummer of the band and I got in a fist fight in Seattle, and we left him on the street, and we flew Joe into LA to finish the tour. There's usually another woman on guitar. Her name's Lexi, but she couldn't make this tour. She had other stuff happening, but she's still definitely in the band. But there's been a lot of other members, a lot, and no one cares. Seattle was like the last place in the world I ever thought I would live. I never had any interest in the grunge music or anything. It was always a really uninteresting place to me, but somehow we just started doing well out there, so fuck it, I'm on the road half the time anyway. Let's move out to Seattle because we seem to do well out there. And in the last year, a real phenomena has started in that city. It's a real phenomena. I don't know, hundreds of people come out. God bless all of you, man, for coming out. And we're really glad you're there. I don't know. I think it's happening because young people want to see real, raw, visceral rock and roll, and there's very little of it these days. This tour has gone pretty smooth. It's the first one that has in about a year or two, because usually Last tour, Amanda went insane and went to the mental hospital in the middle of the tour, and the tour before that, the drummer and I got in a fist fight in the street, and we left him in Seattle. I got arrested in Illinois, and we got robbed in Minnesota, and all kinds of crazy shit usually happens, but this has been pretty mellow. And the economy, we're all fucking poor as hell, so it hasn't affected us at all. If you're poor, you're not, I think it's funnier than hell what's happening to the economy. I love it. Keep coming to our shows. Keep buying the records. Don't ever give up on rock and roll music. It's the greatest thing in the world. It could save your life. Rock and roll music saved my life, and it could save your life. It's a very real thing. The only plans we have are to keep playing and stay alive. That's it.
Just remember now, wherever you go and whatever